When you talk about iconic footballers in Barcelona's history, modern day football fans will mention Lionel Messi, Ronaldinho, and Johan Cryuff. But one name they often forget is that of Laszlo Kubala. So, welcome to UW Football, and today we will talk about the story of Barcelona's legend forgotten by the world in Laszlo Kubala. Kubala started his footballing journey in Hungary. He played for a side called Cards and Ferencváros. He was a prominent feature for both of those sides, so much so that when in 1946 Slovan Bratislava asked him to join them, he agreed. In Czechoslovakia, he scored 14 times in just 33 games. He was loved so much that he was even called up to play for the Czechoslovakian national team, for whom he has got 4 goals in 6 games. But due to him being Hungarian, he had an obligation to serve in the military, so his journey in Czechoslovakia ended. In 1948, Kubala returned to Hungary. He served in the military and during that time played for a side called Vasas. But in 1949, Kubala decided to abandon the military just so he doesn't have to serve for them during the war. His plan was to travel to Italy through Austria, which was a US occupied area. In his escape plan, he had false papers with him and disguised himself as a Russian soldier, but his bluff was over as soon as he reached Austria. Kubala was one of the top footballers in the game, and the soldiers in Austria that were checking them were football fans. Yeah, that wasn't the greatest plan. This failure, however, did not stop him, as Kubala still found his way to Italy. In Italy, he expected his wife to join him, but she was quite far away as she was coming through water. So in order to survive in Italy, Kubala signed up with a side called Pro Patria, for whom he scored 9 times in 16 games, and the Italian football fans fell in love with him. So much so that when the Grande Torino side of 1949, thought as one of the greatest footballing sides ever, asked him to represent them against Benfica, Kubala obliged initially, but then he had to pull out at the last minute as his wife, who had by this time arrived in Italy, had arrived very sick. This decision of Kubala proved to be life-saving, as the plane carrying the Torino side sadly crashed. Kubala avoided this tragedy, but now Hungarians knew where he was and they wanted him punished. So FIFA banned him for a year, and Kubala was now in some serious trouble. He once again planned an escape. He headed to Siniseta, another US occupied territory, where he formed a new club named Hungaria. This was done with the help of runaway Czechs and Hungarian soldiers. This new team again started grabbing headlines, as they were spearheaded by one of the greatest strikers to have ever lived. So a movie about this team was made in the 1950s, and it was called Kubala Stars in the Search of Peace. The movie was a hit, so much so that Kubala had caught the eye of Real Madrid. His Hungarian team was then invited for some friendly games in 1950, and the entire Santiago Bernabeu was in awe when they saw him. Real Madrid wanted to sign him immediately, even though Kubala was banned by FIFA. Kubala, however, wanted Real to sign Taučić, his coach at Hungaria. This sort of complicated the things, and mysteriously few days later, Kubala signed for Barcelona. There are rumors that Barcelona allegedly got him drunk and tricked him into signing with them. Others state that Kubala led the negotiation, as he was the hot commodity. Doesn't matter, Barcelona got one over Real Madrid by signing Kubala. Kubala played for Barcelona for 10 years. He won 14 trophies with them, scoring 152 goals in just 219 games for them. Kubala was also very influential in landing superstars like Evaristo, Luis Suarez, Sandor Kosic, and Zoltar Cibor, the first two being well-renowned superstars and the latter being refugees on the run just like Kubala. Kubala's impact was huge, so much so that there is a statue of him outside Camp Nou. There was also one more gift that Kubala gave to the world of football. He was the first guy ever to curl a ball from a free kick, a technique that has since been adopted and mastered by the likes of David Beckham. A hero in the eyes of Barcelona fans, but a villain in the eyes of Hungarian people. He actually became even more of a villain for the Hungarian fans after Hungary lost the 1954 World Cup final. Hungary could have had Ferenc Puskás lining up top with Laszlo Kubala, and it would have been curtains for the opposition, but this wasn't to be. Instead, Kubala was playing for Spain. So yeah, this was the story of Barcelona's legend forgotten by the world in Laszlo Kubala. Like and subscribe, and I will see you soon.